All right, guys. Hey, what is going on? Got Scrimcast Live coming at you right now with Beef and Riser. Riser, how's it going today, buddy?
Good, good. I'm finally happy to find a notable scrim, not against the other teams I've been watching earlier today, but it seems like it took a while for the top teams to converge and finally play some high-level scrims, but now that we found it, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, I mean, this should definitely be a good one. Team Stay Green going to be taking on Lions here. And as you mentioned, I mean, teams were around this morning. They were doing some Alienware tournament kind of things, but they are here now. And Stay Green versus Lions definitely should be fun. This is going to be my first time watching Stay Green since they went 0-4 in the Han Invitational last week. So excited to see if they get back on track.
Yeah, I've watched a couple of their scrims. Didn't get the chance to cast them, but they did do some scrims against, I believe it was IG Internet Gangsters, where they performed quite well. It kind of reminded me of at DreamHack when Stay Green was really struggling. And then there was one game, I believe it was against SGEU, XTDM, whatever you want to call them, where I felt like they were back. They had gotten their Stella got her groove back. That's what I felt. I could just tell after that game.
Oh no, Riser. Stella got her groove back.
Yeah, I could
That's
just tell. Like after that game, I knew they were back. They had been struggling, but I could tell after that game they looked like themselves. So, it's kind of similar to what I've kind of seen recently. So, they're not too demoralized by their poor performance recently. I don't think. I think they're more. It's more they're ready to get back into shape even.
Well, there you go. Taking a look at the draft now. Both teams choosing to ban out Warbeast and Wild Soul. So these are two heroes that we've definitely seen do very, very well in the Suicide Lane. And Wild Soul specifically has really made quite a comeback recently. Does it surprise you seeing both of these heroes banned out in the blind panic phase?
No, those are heroes that I would expect to see more of banned against a team like TMSR because Kezu plays those heroes like every chance he can get. But regardless of that, they're certainly powerful heroes. I mean, they just do so much. I mean, Warbeast even helps like your entire team with his battle cry early game. It's so amazing how good it is. And I know there are certain teams that will only run certain lanes when they have that Warbeast for the battle cry. They feel confident that they can win certain lanes just because of it. And then, talking about using the minions to pull, the creeps, Wild Soul, fantastic at that, can almost deny a full creep wave to the enemy team. And with his, correct micro of the bear, it's just so powerful and so frustrating to deal with.
Yeah, very, very strong. Taking a look at the lock pull, you can see it on your screen. Keeper the Forest and Tempest both make it in there, while Wretched Hag, Torture, Master of Arms. I mean, definitely got some side lane solo potential. And then, of course, that Pharaoh to round it out with the Suicide. But we already see one potential Suicide being picked up as Rally made it through the banning pool here and managed to get first picked.
Yeah, it's a little uncharacteristic to see Rally not locked or banned, but here SG, of course, first picking Rally as he is quite worthy of that first pick, and Lion's gonna quickly respond with their Bubbles and Pebbles. So picking up their possibly solo offlaner Bubbles and then Pebbles with that initiation kind of melee stunner role, as I like to refer to it. So their draft starting to show what they're going for, I suppose.
Yeah, they certainly are. Worth noting that the Ophelia and Parasite both got banned out in that regular phase, so not going to see any aggressive jungles here, and it's going to be kind of unfortunate if we do see Tempest picked up. We might see that kind of war where one team tries to get in there and block out the enemy jungle, really try to set back that passive jungler. With Keeper of the Forest, we don't see him in the jungle really too much lately, instead taking over that Suicide role most of the time. Tempest can do that as well, but definitely gonna have to keep an eye on which team chooses to pick those up. And SG goes with their next pick as Pyro, so definitely a hero that Z-Freak is very, very comfortable playing in that support role.
Yeah, both these teams, when I watched them recently, they really like to emphasize having a powerful middle lane. The two heroes they have there. And when we're talking about Pebbles plus a support and Rally plus a Pyromancer specifically, the amount of damage they can put out is just absurd. And it's very easy to win mid with that as compared to going up against your weaker mid heroes like maybe Magnus or Nymphora. So yeah, I was not surprised at all to see the Pyromancer. I think the Glacius pickup is more of a strategy to deny Glacius to Lions because Glacius is considered a pretty good counter to Rally with that freeze ability, preventing the use of Compel.
Now, with that Pyromancer Glacius on the same team, do you expect that we're going to see them both run as supports? Or do we think Pyro might jump into more of a farmer role and then you'll still see Rally in that kind of number 2 role?
Well, I've seen them scrim recently with Pyromancer as their farmer, but that's why he's such a good hero. Is he can do anything. They do have the option of still picking up Torture MOA and running them as support. I don't think they want to run MOA support though. That's not really their thing. So if they could get Torture, that is a very viable possibility. But I kind of expect them. I think they're going to pick Tempest here, but or see or Tree for Suicide. But I don't know if they like the jungle Tempest that much, but we'll have to see. Okay, yeah. So the Tree for Suicide looks like it's Swindle's choice.
Yep, definitely makes sense. Then you're going to be able to throw that Rally probably in a dual lane and then put a support with one of those hard farmers, most likely the Torture there in the bottom lane. And that definitely seems like a very stay green lineup over there. So got to be happy with the Rally Keeper. And there's the Tempest. So Lions forced into the Tempest pick so that they do deny the Tempest Keeper combination to SG. And I'm sure SG, they're fine with giving up this Tempest. They're probably just going to make their way very early into their opposing team's jungle, try to ward that out.
Yeah, I like both these lineups are really just very characteristic of both teams. I like
Yeah.
Lions. Despite Lions being one of the teams that um, was kind of the innovator of the double support and not jungling, they did favor that in the past, even when no one else did. Um, it's kind of the opposite now, where they continue to like to run jungles, but you still see a lot of top teams not run jungles. As obviously this game SG is opted out of their jungler role. So I think Tempest is a big part of that, just because of how good Tempest is as a jungler compared to some other ones. Just his presence throughout the entire game is very impressive compared to say like an Ophelia who falls off late game. But yeah, very aggressive team for Lions for sure. This is how they like to play. As I mentioned in yesterday's cast, they're very aggressive. They like to do this kind of 4 heroes roaming around and then use them MOA global presence to also assist in the fights. But he'll probably just still be farming, kind of securing the late game for a large period of this game.
And it's interesting. So they are going to run Limp down here in the solo short lane. Certainly what it appears for now, at least. And Glacius, yep, going to be heading up top to make that aggro try. They are only taking 2 Rev Hordes up top. Keeper the Forest going to be taking one of these Ward of Sights right now into the bottom lane. Going to give him some vision. So they're definitely not going full warding in terms of trying to block up the enemy jungle.
Yeah, Rally's going to get spotted here by a majority. Oh, not say majority, but all of almost the Lions team. And without SG having their kind of full force here, they're going to be a little hesitant about just running up that enemy jungle. I mean, the one thing to note about this SG tri-lane is Rally. And Rally is the tri-lane killer. I mean, you can put him against a tri-lane and he shouldn't die, barring some misplay. You can tri-lane with him and you can safely go into the enemy team's short lane and feel very comfortable. Just because of Compelled, the amount of utility it offers is to press daily. So interesting choice by SG with their wards here. You did mention that Keeper the Forest has his own ward bottom, so they're expecting Hanskin, who is going to the Legion jungle right now, to be down there. So Limp blocking the camp and giving himself some vision about possible incoming ganks. So Lions opting to dodge this offensive tri-lane, which I think is a really good call, especially with the threat of all these counter wards blocking Tempest's jungle.
Yeah.
It makes him very hard for him to accomplish much.
Yeah, very good read coming out from SG and Lions. I mean, Lions making sure that they're going to get the Tempest farm, but SG going to place wards such that they're going to try to minimize that Tempest farm. So very, very interesting. Great mind games coming out. But the match I'm really interested in is this Keeper the Forest short lane versus a long lane Pebbles. And Pebbles is going to have some assistance from Aluna Seal Kid roaming in right now. But Limp, I mean, he should be able to get plenty of farm and tons of experience in this lane.
Yeah, he does. It's whenever you have, I think Keeper of the Forest and Rally are the two heroes that you would love to have go up against a tri lane, just because how tanky they are, how their escape mechanisms are just fantastic. And if you look at Limp, look how
Middle
far
lane
pushed
here,
up he is.
Riser.
Oh, initiation pod perhaps onto Master of Arms. The Haunt comes
Yeah,
out, and
yeah.
there's
There's
the
the
Q from Glacius.
yeah, the long range Thunder Blast into the Haunt. They're trying to get Pyromancer in range here, but Master of Arms is walking this off. Wretched Hack has another blink in 1 second. This could be bait as Tempest is up on the high ground. Aluna coming in from the side as well, but Aluna going the long direction. Seal Kid can't decide which way to go, and there's the Pyromancer stun into the auto attacks. Master of Arms will fall. So a long chase, but they do bring home the Bloodlust on the mid player.
Yeah, quite the chase. I agree. A little awkward decision making from Seal Kid there. I don't know if he could have necessarily stopped this and made a big difference on that kill, but yeah, some indecision there. He wasn't sure which way to go, and yeah, unfortunate for Flinsmaster there playing that MLA, getting first blooded. I think, yeah, even the Legion team using that counter ward. If you look above middle, and there could be maybe a fight mid. No, okay, they're just kind of hanging around mid, but. This looks like a really tough kill.
Yeah, Emily definitely playing far back. I like the way that they used that counter ward, though. They definitely made sure that there was not going to be a ward of sight there before. They did really commit to middle. But now they're going into the jungle. Hanskin going to say, uh-oh, please leave me alone. But the Tempest Elementals are there and doing damage, so Pyro and Glacius both going to take a lot of damage. They will clean up a couple of these Elementals at least. Yeah, just 2 before they despawn.
Yeah, it's not bad, but MOA once again out of position here, being initiated on by Wretched Hag, but the supports are far away. Glacius is trying to cut him off from the side, and Flinsmaster, I think, is very aware of that, so he's going to continue to run. Wretched Hag does have a double damage, so maybe he'll clean up this kill himself.
Yeah.
The stun from MOA is almost up, but he's going to try and suicide.
Oh, almost. Not
Very
quite,
close.
not quite. But Chessie, nice job with that one. And this Pyromancer and Glacius, if nothing else, are making Flinsmeister have a very, very hard time in the middle lane. So that's definitely looking good for Stay Green. Up top, how's this matchup looking? Bubbles versus Rally.
Looks like it's pretty even, quite honestly, and it's kind of something I would expect. Hard for either hero really to necessarily kill the other, barring some manning up or misplay. And Bubbles is fully aware that the supports are roaming, so he's free to play pretty aggressive. But in the bottom lane, Keeper of the Force getting initiated on by Pebbles. He does not have the Chuck available. There's the Dust, though. And Limp could be going down here.
Yeah, he certainly should be. Chuck going to be up in about 3 seconds here. If nothing else, they'll be able to chuck Luna on in, but no, there's Pebbles. Chuck's onto himself. And, well, see you later, Limp. Nice job from Super KGE and Seal Kid, making sure the rundown happens. And up top, more pressure being applied onto this Bubbles once more.
Yeah, Bubbles is in a lot of trouble right here. He gets the stun out. There's the Shell Surf, and he barely escaped with his life. Wow. That extra Pretender's Crown maybe have just saved Jonas and Fan's life. But yeah, already got the bottle online, so he's not doing too bad. He could potentially stay up here. It'd be kind of risky, but definitely very wary. Coming back, Tempest is also rotated back into his own jungle with the lack of wards, but here's Pyromancer kind of posturing around. Hanskin wants to get the stun on Glacius as he was tanking a lot of creeps, but Zephyr gonna fall back and use the health potion. And once again, they're kind of just harassing these Tempest Elementals. I've seen them do this before where they didn't even put a warden to block Tempest's camp. They just put one kind of near his small camp to give vision of him. They just want to harass the crap out of him. So stun coming out on Glacius, however.
Yeah, level 2 Glacius taking a lot of damage. The autos are there. There's the Shell Surf, and the final auto does finish one off. Pyromancer having to get out of there and just overstaying their welcome a little bit right there. Seafreak goes down, and Tempest is about to hit level 6 with this next creep camp. He has gotten really good levels for all the harass that's been put onto him.
Yeah, he's been playing out of his mind. He's nearly level 6, already 275 GPM, very impressive. As there is a little bit of a skirmish bottom, but Limp will escape. Minuts, once again, trying to roam under this middle lane, but it's going to be difficult for him to land a stun on his own if Flinsmeister is aware of him being there. So, yeah, Hanskin Playing very well. I like the bottle pickup. Just even the health and mana regen, the burst health and mana regen, very effective to deal with all this harass. And yeah, I think just the amount of levels he got just has made a pretty big difference on how these two supports for SG have been able to roam, as they have to be quite worried about this level 6 Tempest at this point.
Yeah, they certainly do. He's going to be able to put some pressure, start some towers, and eventually be dropping big elemental voids. Middle lane, Master of Arms could be in trouble once more. Wretched Hag activates the regen, and I expect them to maybe go for the dive here. Yes, there's Pyromancer coming in. The Flash of Darkness is available. There's the Flash, blocks off the path into a haunt. There's the Dragonfire, and that's going to be all she wrote. Flensmeister and Minuts putting the pain on, or excuse me, Chessie and Minuts putting the pain on Flensmeister once more.
Yeah, that was a nice dive. Minot's very patient, and Keeper of the Forest is actually rotated to push this middle tower. Great job by Limp, recognizing that once they take out that MOA, this tower is considerably easier to take down. But as I say, that Hanskin himself has rotated to this bottom lane, and they're going to get a free tower as well. So not the worst possible outcome for Lions. I think the middle tower is a more important tower than that tower, the bottom tower, but they're getting something out of it as well. And during that dive, if Flintsmeister had just had enough mana for his what's it called, Forked Lightning, I think he could have gotten a counter kill on Minus, but he was just barely off, and unfortunately. But Bubbles in the top lane might be in a little bit of trouble. Here comes the Compel, no Seismic Slam available. There's the take cover, excuse me, but yeah, with no Shell Surf available, he's easily going to go down. So this ward from Z-Freak paying dividends right now, and they get a nice easy kill on Bubbles.
Yeah, now he had the Kelp Field available there. Do you think that if he had used that, he might have been able to save himself? Or was it better to just save the cooldown? Oh, no boots. You're 100% correct. So it does die, and probably makes the better decision to not burn that Kelp Field. Should be able to set up a kill with that once he gets back into a lane, as bottom tier 2 tower will go down in favor of the Lions. It's the power of Tempest right there.
Yeah, that was a great job, but they could be cut off here a little. Rally is running down here, and Invisible MOA is going to spot out him and Wretched Hag, so this could actually be very bad for SG if they do get caught here with the Tempest ultimate. But Limp is not coming. He's farming this bottom lane, and the Invisible Master of Arms still doing some great scouting, going to find Rally and the Pyromancer, but SG perhaps playing defensively, a little concerned that they could still be in their jungle without any vision.
They want this Wretched Hag, actually. And there's the charge shot into the Stalagmites. Power throw, Kelp Field! And see you later, Wretched Hag. Not even having to blow any of their long duration cooldowns like the Tempest ultimate. And just clean execution from Lions as they group up as 4, and they look to take another tower.
Yeah, I think that was a rare misplay from Chessie. When you run right there in that little, I don't know what you want to call it, but if you run, you see the little torches in middle lane that Flintsmeister ran past. You actually are spotted out by the tower there if you're invisible. So Cloudfield actually, while I say this, is coming out. Maybe just trying to hold him in place to get this tower. But a nice deny from Swindle, and Lions is in full retreat right now. Maybe a compel into root could have worked, but it would have been some tough execution, to say the least.
I mean, yeah, it would have been difficult. And Lions is actually going to man up. There's a portal key from Pebbles. They're going to bring down Chessie perhaps once more. No, the science being used right there. The Elemental Void only catching Keeper of the Forest. There's Z-Freak going to be the first casualty. Root going to catch 3. Bat Blast! Oh my god! 3 Lions down just like that. Tempest trying to get out of there, and he will run. Pebbles gets out as well, but holy crap, that was a beautiful setup, Bat Blast, and then just the nukes to follow up.
Yeah, that was excellently coordinated by Chessie and Limp. I think part of their strategy with this lineup is exactly what just happened. Lining up that Bat Blast with the Keeper Root. It was a beautiful Keeper Root. 3 people in a perfect line for Hag, and it was just an easy Bat Blast for Chessie. So I think that shows that they've got a certain strategy in mind with this lineup, and Swindle Melons has often talked about how he likes to pick certain heroes to go along with Tree. I think Torture was a big one. He really liked that with the amount of damage he could put out in the root. And then Wretched Hag kind of reminded me of my days when I would always play Tree and Haxorn would always play Wretched Hag. And yeah, just lining up that Bat Blast with the Tree Root is just, it's perfect.
It gets some work done. Then you drop the Thunder Blast and the Phoenix Wave on top of it. That is a lot of damage coming out as we saw those 3 Lions just melt. Super KGE does, of course, have that portal key, but only being level 8 right now, he's not really out-leveling a lot of these heroes, and he's only going to be able to find kills really on this Glacius and maybe the Pyromancer, who opted not to go for Steam Boots. I mean, I have to say, Swindle's... I feel like he'd probably be a little bit mad at Minuts for these Ghost Marchers.
Well, there's some players who you can never guess what items they're gonna get. I mean, sometimes it's just. I mean, I'm a big fan of Steam Boots on almost every single hero. There's a couple heroes where I think Ghost Munchers are core, but when I play second support, if I'm not getting Steam Boots, it's because I'm so poor I can't buy them. I mean, I think it's like the best item you can possibly get on them. So, yeah, we've heard Swindle often talk about how good the Steam Boots Vestments combination is, and yeah, you're right. This is an easy one shot for Pebbles if he can catch out Minuts with this 739 health. He will not survive a combo.
Yeah, so look forward to Super KGE picking off Minuts over and over and over
Same.
again. But with that said, I mean, Minuts does pick up a major totem now, so it's at least getting some stats and +3 from those minor totems. If he does pick up some vestments and get some additional levels, he might be able to start surviving, but and probably not. He's going to be investing a lot of money into finishing that Tablet of Command or Gnome's Wisdom and not going to get much additional health. So I really don't see him getting tanky enough to survive a Pebbles combo anytime soon. So
Yeah, he needs some kind of additional item. And it's just when you're playing Pebbles and you see a hero below 1,000 health with no vestments, it's just like happy birthday. It's a free kill, and so I don't know. Minuts, you can't really predict what items he's gonna go. He's not a very stable player. Like I usually make the same items on almost every single game on most heroes I play, but this game just opting out. I mean, it is a scrim, so sometimes there's a lot of players who just get bored with the same items over and over. I know. When I play with Zai a lot, he's not a fan of the conventional item builds. He gets bored really easily. So, yeah, despite that, this game has kind of turned into a bit of a lull. Both teams, after that big engagement middle, just kind of continuing to farm. I like what Limp's doing right here. He's up in the top lane, trying to steal some resources from the Hellborn team, farming their jungle. And, with the power of those animate forest tree dogs, you don't even need to be close to them. They can farm camps by themselves. But yeah, he is right here, soaking up some experience anyway. So yeah, good job by him. I think this was something that was emphasized a lot to me when I joined Complexity, that using when you're playing Keeper of the Forest, just you can deny a lot of resources to the other team if you play carefully enough and correctly. So
now he's got to be careful. He is getting surrounded by 3 lions right now. Not sure they have dust, but if he does open up on Bubbles with this rally, which they look to want to do, no, they will spot out Tempest. Okay, so Stay Green should fall back here. 4 lions are converging on this top lane as they want to start the aggression again and get this push going.
yeah, you can see Super KG just rotating top. All the lions members are top. They want to take out this, I believe is the last tier 1 tower. So aggressively pushing this, cleaning up this creep wave, and want to see if SG is interested in defending. Chessie is, I believe, blinking over to get a TP. He does not currently have one. And Limp is also leaving. So this could be a rare forfeit, I suppose you could say, of a tower by SG. You don't see this too often.
Yeah, they're gonna try to trade for the tower in the bottom, but they will end up losing a tier 2 if they do trade this one, as 1 TP going to be used by Minuts. He's got to go heal up. So that's all he's doing is healing up right now, and this tier 2 tower top is definitely taking some pressure, and there's Chessie. Gonna have to back up as well. Now SG's interested in defending.
Yeah, it might be a little too late though. This tower is going down. There's the glyph. We always talk about the SG glyph when it gets into deny range. And Lion's just manning up. Missed stun from
missed
Rally
the
though.
stun. Yeah, the silence going to be going off right here. There's Pebbles, the combo onto 2. Keeping the Force taking a lot of damage. Pebbles is already dead. The defensive route and retreat. Glacier has taken a lot of damage as well. Nice 3-man Dragonfire from Pyromancer. They should be able to pick off Glacius and possibly keep the Force. Nice snipe. Glacius going to drop, and Forked Lightning going to miss. Keep the Forest probably going to get away. Yeah. Lion's blowing a lot of spells, and this is going to put them in a little bit of precarious position as Pyromancer going to take a lot of damage. He gets taken out. Bat Blast on the 2 into the Elemental Void. Lions Esports Club cleaning up 4 players in that team fight. They're all still up, and they might even look to take another tower.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about when I say Lions is playing so confidently. They just... Every team fight I watch them play, it just seems like it goes so perfectly for them. Their execution is just superb. Like that combo from Super KG, it wasn't really a true combo, but it landed essentially on 2 heroes with the chuck and the toss, did so much damage, finished off Rally. And I think the biggest problem with that team fight was just lack of initiation from SG.
I mean,
no portal keys really up and running yet is hurting them, I think, considerably.
Yeah, I could definitely say that. And I mean, they activated the glyph, the SG glyph, as you were talking about, as soon as it got into deny range. And Swindle did not want R for free. Tried to force an initiation with that compel. Ended up just stunning into 4 targets without actually stunning anyone. And that's represents a pretty good amount of your disable on that team with that compel. And Swindle just kind of got opened up on. So some poor initiation there. Ends up being pretty catastrophic for SG. They definitely are pretty far behind now, and with 2 players, 3 players even, that are sub 800 life. I mean, this is still easy pickings for Pebbles that's about to hit level 11 and just picked up a Soul's Bulwark.
Yeah, it definitely is. He's not really finding much, but he's making up for it in these team fights where he's contributing so much. And Flensmeister in the bottom lane could be caught out here by Wretched Hag. There's the Haunt coming out, but there is a tier 1 tower here. Lots of TPs coming up, but all of SG is here as well. Swindle's going to miss the stun
misses,
once again.
Yes. Glacial Blast into the root right here. Super KGE he has the combo, and Swindlemon's going to be taking a lot of damage. So Super KGE will likely go down. Yes, Glacial Downpour finishes him off. Wretched Hag getting the armor. In comes a Luna, gets a nice stun off, but she's now going to be in a little bit of trouble. Seal Kid trying to run away. Pyromancer not going for the cutoff. Instead, going to continue farming those creeps, but that definitely went better for Stay Green.
It did. I think there was a miscommunication from Lions as Bubbles had just recently ported top.
And burning the Bat Blast on the Master of Arms. He's going to be just fine.
Yeah, I think perhaps a little bit misplayed. Master of Arms was the person who was originally initiated on, but ends up living. But yeah, Bubbles, like I said, had just TP'd to the top lane, and if they had had him there, it would have made a big difference. But Minuts is in a little trouble here. Hasted Bubbles is coming up. There is no tower to assist Minuts. It's very far away. The TP coming to the middle lane, but Bubbles, I think, is going to clean up a pretty easy kill right here. Yes, he will.
Easy peasy.
And I think that was just a little too aggressive from Minuts. Rally, kind of posturing, but really without that blink. Like I said, not easy to land these compels on all these ranged heroes, even if you want to call it that.
Yeah, his compels haven't necessarily been the best so far in this game. Oh no, what's going on? I rolled my damn chair over my headphone cord.
Sounds okay to me.
Good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to make sure it cut out there for a brief second. Hopefully the stream is good as well. No audio cutting out there. And Lions, they're going for a Kongor right now. Limp going to send in a Tree Dog, and this will get scouted. But SG, they look like they want to fight. With no Bat Blast though on Wretched Hag, I mean, that represents a ton of damage for the Stay Green team, as it was just wasted about 80 seconds ago.
Yeah, I think that's why this Kongor was done specifically. Super KG, so I got a little low, but Luna with the red buff activated, but cannot find a stun right now. And Bubbles is taking a little bit of damage as well. There comes the Q from Glacius. And there's the stun on Rally, but not a whole lot of follow-up yet. Both teams not anxious to commit right here. Trying to find their targets of choice. There is a Rev Warp right next to that Glacius. This is a free kill if Pebbles chooses to get it. And I think Z-Freak is a little concerned right now. There's the power throw.
And there's the silence. They actually want Wretched Hag. The combo on the Wretched Hag right there. She is very low. The root going to be going off. There's the Tempest ultimate interrupted immediately. Defensive Master's calling to Master of Arms. He gets Compel stunned. Bubble's going to be finishing off Wretched Hag in the background while Master of Arms is still trying to run away. Glacius going to drop in the hands of Pebbles. The autos bring down Rally. And there's Bubbles with the silence once more. Pyromancer still trying to run away with those Ghost Marchers. Misses the Dragonfire stun. Keeper of the Forest going to get dusted out and finished off. The neutral's even getting a hand in there, and there's the shell surf on department. So Richard Heck did buy back, but is she really going to try to go 1v5 right now? She is. Pebble's going to throw in those autos. Nice take cover. Dodges the bat blast. There's the chuck, and Richard Heck will drop. Bubbles needs to deny. Walked away, though. GG Go-Re is the call from Swindermelons and Lions. Damn, Riser, they looked good in this scrim.
I can't stress enough how good they're playing right now. It's just, I talked about Jonas and Finn yesterday being sometimes showing those flashes of brilliance, and definitely played well this game. Highest level on his team, even up against that suicide lane, and just, yeah, that takeover at the end was really the icing on the cake. And finishing off Wretched Hack there as well. So, yeah, well played by Lions. I think they really got a lineup that they absolutely love to run as well. So that's something I think SG maybe could consider.
Yeah, the level of comfortability on those heroes is definitely something that you want to point out with Lions. Hanskin, probably his favorite hero there on Tempest. Super KGE, so comfortable on that Pebbles. Seal Kid on a Luna. I ain't nothing else to say there. Jonas, some fan on Bubbles. Definitely a signature hero right up there with his Pharaoh. And then Flensmeister, I mean, even on that Master of Arms, he definitely gets work done. I would say that you might recognize him for some other heroes before his MOA, but it works. They looked good. SG trying out the double support aggro tri-lane. Didn't quite work out for them in this one, but we'll see what they're up to in the next game.
Yeah, I think it's also worth pointing out that when I watch Lions, they will draft that suicide offlaner as a ganker. They will never draft. I have never seen them with their new lineup draft one of those kind of farming style heroes like a War Beast or a Wild Soul. And with those blind bans, I think Lions is pretty content for those heroes being blind banned, because I think they have no intention of picking them. So maybe Swindle could try and address those ganker heroes that Lions really favors in their off lane. I'm talking about Bubbles and Lodestone. I think are two really key ones that Lions will, if they can get their hands on, will be very happy about.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, we are going to take a very short break while we get the next one set up. So don't go anywhere. This is Colecast presents Scrimcast Live. Stay green, taking on Lions with Beef and Riser. One more time, do want to remind you guys about the DJ Rhapsody promo that's going on right now at creative.com for the US and EU countries. You can get your very own DJ Rhapsody avatar, 30% off, as well as a free headset stand when you use the codes and purchase any gaming headset over at creative.com. So make sure to check that out. And of course, all the details about this are available on my Facebook, facebook.com/beefpotpie1. And make sure to check that out. We'll be getting into the next game in just a minute, guys. Don't go anywhere.